What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Shooting the Shit Uncensored. You know who this is. This is the truth, the bald, the beard, and the fucking beautiful dad bod God himself, Piers Austin. And welcome back to Shooting the Shit Uncensored, the greatest podcast in the world. And tonight, man, we got a special one for you guys live here tonight. We got the Birdman, Piccaso, the OG, the original fucking G of this shit of the Sydney wrestling scene, bro. Over 30 years of wrestling, bro. I'm excited to have him on. But before we get into that conversation, let's tell you about our sponsor for tonight's episode, which is Sleefs.com, S-L-E-E-F-S, Sleefs.com. If you or someone you know is an athlete, you need to go and check out Sleefs.com, ladies and gentlemen. They've got all your athletic gear and wear covered. They've got armbands, compression shorts, headbands, boots, mouth guards, and you know they've got those dirty boxes that I'm always damn rocking. So listen, go and check out Sleeps.com. Use that promo code MWAPOD to get a 10% discount at your final purchase. Also, wherever you tune in, I appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, to subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified, and tap in because you know we're bringing you some of the best interviews going today. This is Shooting the Shit Uncensored. And I'm telling you, if you listen on a podcast platform, please give us a 5-star review. It helps with our analytics. It helps us bring more amazing conversations to more amazing people. So get to click and please, I beg you. But anyway, I've talked enough. Let's get into the conversation with the one, the only, Birdman, Phil Piccaso. What's going on, everyone?
Woo!
Welcome back.
Are you ready for Birdman Piccaso, the king, the legend, the king of the internet? How you going, Pierre? Birdman Piccaso.
Bro, you just went totally off script. I love it. I'm good. How are you?
Me? I'm fine, bro. I just had some C4, been pumping some weight, getting all ready to go up to Rockhampton to wrestle for Wrestling Legion War, mate. You know, I can't wait, mate. I can't wait, bro. Those guys are wild, man. You know what I mean? No tea party up there, bro. That's for sure, man. You should see them, mate. They look like they're going to eat me alive when I get up there.
Oh, mate, you are fired up tonight, brother. I am loving it, man. I am loving it, bro.
24/7 on them wrestling, mate. Always ready to go. Always knock someone out, mate.
All right, man.
You asked for it, mate. What do you expect when you put Birdman Piccaso on your show, man? Shoot the questions I want to hear. Woo! On the board.
Hey, bro, you know what? You've definitely been one of the most requested guests we've had for the show, bro. Without a doubt, man. But getting into it, man, you know, because you don't do many podcasts, many interviews, bro. So let me ask you this. Let's take it back, bro. Tell me about your life growing up, bro. Where did you originally grow up? Where were you born? And what was life like for a young Phil Piccaso?
I grew up around Willoughby, the North Shore, Narrabeen, and my dad used to take me to Flemington Markers. I've seen them all. Andre the Giant, Bruce and Brody, mate. That's why I wrestle the way I am. Those guys didn't feel it. Brett Bernard was my favourite wrestler, mate. I went to Morris Brothers, North Sydney. What else do you want to know, mate? I was wild as a child, mate.
Mate, were you once you went out and you started seeing wrestling, was that it for you? You were like, I need to sort of get involved in this. This is the life I want to live.
Never dreamed of being a wrestler, mate. The last thing on my mind, brother. I wanted to be a big muscle man. Whereas when I was a kid, I wanted to pump the weights, but never thought of being a wrestler.
How old were you when you started wrestling? Or started training?
I was in my early 30s. I started doing a bit of bodyguard, a bit of standing around looking mean in my late 20s because I used to pump a lot of weights. I used to pump weights like a demon, mate. I used to do 270 kilo deadlifts for 3 reps, and I'll be walking out the gym, and I couldn't move my back, you know. I mean, I couldn't walk down the stairs with tingles, and I'll be back next week. These guys are whinging about sore shoulders, sore this, sore that, but mate, I can't tell my that hurts, mate. Get real, you punks. There's no tea party out there. I'm sick of the tea party out there, Pierre, but I'm just absolutely sick of it, bro.
Yeah, man. So you talk about it being a tea party out there, bro. Like, what specific about a tea party are we talking about here?
When you call certain troublemakers, certain people that think they're so unreal, mate. No, the late Bruiser Brody, would you want to meet him in the street and rip your head off? I'm the same, mate. I invite him to a shoot match. Oh, it doesn't work that way. Well, how does it work, mate? I'll tell you what, bro. If wrestling is fake, nobody told Birdman Piccaso. Please ask me about my last show.
All right, so you turn around and you've said like the whole thing is soft here, right? So like let's go into it. It's like, what's the whole thing about APW? What makes it different to other promotions?
Well, anyone's allowed to jump in the ring, but not many stay. And if you're bad, you just don't get booked. You face a Birdman Piccaso booting match, and they're my favourites. And people say, you shouldn't be doing that. There's no pro wrestling. But you know what, mate? The fans love it. I'm getting more and more fans each week. They love these booting matches. These guys, they think they're wrestlers. I jump in the ring with me, and they think it's fake. But then I half knock them out, and they go home crying, mate. Like the last bloke. I love it, bro. But can I just please, just 1 second. We're doing a hardcore match last show. We just go by the flow, mate. Half the time, the show just flows, mate. There's no storyline. It just happens, man. And I've got this garbage bin, and aluminium garbage bin. I'm doing this hardcore match. First time I use a garbage bin because I've never done hardcore, but I've got a taste for it. I love it now. I'm smashing my head with this bin, and all of a sudden, oops, I stuffed up. I busted myself open, man. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, oh, no, I'm going to freak out the kids. And there I am telling the parents, it's all right, kiddies. It's only tomato sauce. Wrestling's fake. That's the type of person I am. Yeah,
right. That's it, man. Hey, can I just ask a favor, Phil? Like, just lower the tone a little bit, bro, because it's coming through quite loud.
Oh, sorry, man. Too much.
That's all right, bro.
A lot of time the neighbours call the coppers on me when I'm doing promos because they don't know what's going on.
Well,
is that better, man?
Yeah, bro, that's perfect, man. Yeah, because it's like, bro, that's going to blow your voice out for an hour doing this shit, bro. But
no. It won't blow my voice out, bro. I'm used to it, mate. You know what I mean? I go hard, man, you know. Cop 30 chopped off Copper Jones. I love that, man. APW, mate. And, you know, they're getting bigger and bigger, mate. You know, all the big boys out there.
Man, you know what? I got to say this, man. Like, the first time I saw you on a show would have been 2001. And you were one of the first, like I started coming to shows with a guy who was wrestling back then, Mehdi Basiri.
I know him, mate. That's IMC's nephew, I think.
Yeah. I think that was kayfabe though. Like, I don't think that was a shoot.
Right. Yeah. Let's not go there, but I understand, mate.
But anyway,
me, bro.
But anyway, so, like you were one of the first wrestlers that I saw back then, and like, to what people who at shows today don't understand is like the character, like, or the performer Phil Piccaso was so much different back then to what it is now. Like, there was no Birdman back then. Like, you were honestly one of the most scariest heels that like to see. Like, you had that Bruiser Brody type feel, whereas like I remember seeing matches with you against AJ Freely, like having dog collar matches, beating each other, beating the brakes.
That was the days, mate. But let me tell you, brother, I might be Birdman, but I'll still hit the same. Sorry, lower the voice.
No, that's all good. No, dude, you definitely perform the same way. But I remember I said to you at I think it was an AWE show. I was like, man, I'd love to see the old Phil Piccaso, the old badass, you know, he'll come out and do it. And you did it that night, and you came backstage and you're like, I did it for you, brother. I was so impressed.
I can change character, shoot a promo in 5 seconds, ask anybody, just all comes naturally. Whatever you want, mate, I'll give it to you, mate.
Yeah. But, you know, you definitely have, like, you know, one of the most, like, say, brightest characters, I think, in the Australian wrestling scene. And you've had that for like 20 plus years. Like, well, you know what I mean? You've pretty much been synonymous with the scene.
Mate, people go to cinemas. People want to learn how to do pro wrestling, mate. What's the first Shrek movie? Kick, punch, slam, flex. Kick, punch, flex. You know what I mean? It's pretty basic, man. It's not that hard, mate, you know? Just go out there and have fun, mate. built the bloke. Fans love that.
Well, dude, like you're approaching what, like close to 30, or like not 30, sorry,
30,
50,
close to 60, mate.
close to 60.
Looking good, bro. And I'm interstate booking. Some of the 20-year-olds are not kidding. I'm going to be doing something right, the old Birdman Piccaso.
But dude, for memory, you haven't changed in 20 plus years, bro. Like from when I remember seeing you back then to like now.
Thank you, man.
You know what I mean? Like you're one of those
train
people
every day, mate.
Yeah, man.
This is my lounge room, mate. I walk into a weight. I do weights every day so I can keep wrestling, mate. It doesn't come easy, mate.
So what made you decide to start a promotion?
The tea party, mate. Stuff like getting rung up, you jump, you wake up, you drive all the way to Whoop Whoop, pick up the wrestling truck, you bring 50 people to the show. There's only 250 people, there's only 250 people there, and they give you 10 seconds in the ring. You just sold 50 tickets to your mates. And you get 10 seconds in the ring. How do you think you feel as a character? That is killing your character. That is what's been killing me, Birdman Piccaso. So what happened? I ended up building everyone in the ring, referee, my partner, the whole lot, mate, and just went off. They kicked me out of that promotion. I was getting stuff for bookings. I didn't like the bullshit. I'd stick of being curtain jerking. I thought I was better, and there I am, mate. Started running my own shows, and it's been great. But let me tell you, APW is not just about Biffo. I've got some really good workers. I've got the best. Luke Watts, mate. He does flips and all weird stuff, mate. You know, I mean, he's unreal, mate. I've got a bit of everything. I've got Nicky Poteet, my APW champion. No, it's a good show, man. Show in 2 days' time, Bexley.
So, like, what was it? Like, you were going to shows and they were telling you, hey, you've only got like 5 minutes to go out there in the ring, like from curtain to bell? Yeah,
something like that. And also, keep it down, mate. Your first match, you don't want to take away from the main. Bro, when you wrestle for APW, every match is unreal, mate. You know what I mean? My first match might be my main event. I don't care. I hate the word rookie. There's no rookies in APW. We're all tough. We all hit hard, mate, and everyone's got a chance. You climb that ladder and up you go, mate. You get a shot at the tower. My main event, look who won my belt, the Milky Bar Kid, mate. Sneaky guy. He's done a schoolboy roller, but I'm getting it back. I'm going to smash the living daylights out of him and take it back. He's got to be sorry that he ever got that belt in the first place. You hear that, Milky Bar Kid?
Dude, this is one of the most funnest podcasts I've done in a while. Like, honestly, I've done a lot of fun podcasts recently as well, but this sort of is like taking the cake right now. And that's not a diss to any of my previous guests. You're all amazing. I love you all. You're dead, kid.
I'd just like to say thank you for letting me get the truth out, the word out, mate. You know, everyone thinks I'm a mean, nasty bloke. I'm not, man. I've got a good heart, bro. You know, but I'm a gentleman outside the ring, but when you jump in the ring, just all the people screaming, getting in my head, I just become a different person, mate. I'm always a nut. Anyhow, sorry, man.
Like, where do you think is the biggest area that APW can improve in?
More people coming to the show, maybe lights. You know, it's like, mate, I've only just started, mate, and, you know, I'm trying to give you the best wrestling I can. I haven't got all the fancy light and all that because it's already costing me nearly $2,000 to run every single show. But I enjoy it, mate. And the thing is, I can go out there and do what I want, mate. You know what I mean? And that's what I like. And the rest of the way I want, mate. I tell you, people have come to my show and people just shake their heads, mate. There's only about 50 to 80 people there, but it sounds like there's 10,000, mate. They go off at my show. I don't know why. They just go mental, mate. You know, ask anyone.
What do you like? Obviously, you said get more fans in there. Like, what do you think you need to do to get more fans in there? Like, you honestly think that you have like a stellar product, you know, it's your company, you stand behind that. But what do you think you can do to get more fans through the door?
Stellar product. This is the way it works, mate. I'll put a show together and then I'll make stories out of it. And last show, mate, when I was watching the stories and making my story, I started crying, mate. I've known these blokes for years, mate. Mate, they are killing themselves out there. I've never seen them wrestle the way they wrestle, mate. You know what I mean? Just the bumping, the flying, the double drop kicks. It's just amazing, mate. It brings a tear to my eye, mate. My team are really trying hard, mate. Slowly we'll get there, mate. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you, the fans, mate, message me. Tell me what you want to see, and I'll bring it to you, mate. You know what I mean? I'm trying to bring more interstate stars. You know what I mean? I'm not so much into the Americans. I'm bit small for that, and plus it's APW. I want to fly the interstate stars. There's so many good interstate stars like Colt Winchester, Bruiser, Dane Rage up at Wall, you know, Mason Childs. There's so many of them, mate. Especially Queensland. Queensland I'm building a lot with.
Yeah. Where would you rate APW as far as in the wrestling scene in New South Wales? As far as like, where would you rank them in the top?
We're small. It's not trendy to come to an APW show, mate. We're not in the big league. They all love these guys here. Same letters, but different order, mate. You know what I mean? They're the key. Let's not go there, mate. But I know all them anyhow. But I'm ranking on the bottom, most probably is the Wrestling Federation. But worldwide, brother, worldwide, no one gets the views APW. Go to my website, go to Phil Piccaso's page, and all my views are in the Ks. So that's what, you tell me, mate. I've only done 4 shows. I'm only a new kid on the block, mate, so I don't expect too much. Actually, what I've achieved so much, what APW have achieved, because not me, it's my crew. We all work together, mate. Is amazing, mate. I've got Bobo from Piccaso on the next show. I've got a movie director doing the first show. It's just building, I meet people and they all help me out. They go, oh, yeah, Birdman, I know this bloke, I know that. What do you reckon? Yeah, do whatever you want, mate. I give my wrestlers creative freedom. That's why I'm so selective who I put on my shows, because creative freedom comes with responsibility, mate. I don't want someone going out there and killing themselves and then I've got to pay their hospital bill, mate. They'll set me broke.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I got a question. Like, we're friends on Facebook, and I see a lot of the stuff that you post. And for the most part, like, I can see that you're just like, I don't know, like messing with people, or like, I don't know, or just talking shit. I don't know what the way to put it, bro. But like, the funny thing is, like, like I want to know, like, you sort of referred to another company just there before, bro. Like, where does the heat lie? Like, is there heat, or is it just a bit of banter here?
Oh, there's heat, but then they start coming to my show, and then I'm happy again. You know what I mean? There's heaps of heat, but mate, we'll sort them down the ring, have a bit of a punch up, and have a beer afterwards. The Aussie way, mate. That's what it's about, mate. You know what I mean? That's the heat, bro. Yeah, a lot of it's heat, but I get over the heat. You know what I mean? I could hate you, and you come up and look, Birdman, I'm sorry, I'm your friend again, mate. You know what I mean? Love Jesus, man. You know what I mean, brother? Dude, the ring's for fighting, mate. Outside the ring, you got to be nice to each other, mate.
I get it, but where does that heat stem from with them and you guys?
Oh, because they treated me like shit. They didn't treat me proper, mate. They didn't look after me, mate. You see, on my show, if you happen to get 10 seconds in the ring because the story goes wrong, and you bash the referee and you bash your opponent, mate, you don't get booted, mate. You must probably get a title shot. You know what I mean? That's the difference, mate. You know what I mean? They tea parties, mate. Oh, don't say that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Oh, that's not right. I don't want that, bro. I just want to go out there and build people, man.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
That's why I'm going up to Rockhampton, mate. That's why I'm going to go to Wrestling Allegiance up to Rockhampton. Or see my mate Cole Winchester. I'm going to fly him down to Sydney and that bruiser, mate. He'd kill my gatekeeper, mate. I want to get him, mate. Mate, half the shit I do is fair dinkum is real, mate. Half the shit I'm wrestling is to shoot, and the fans know, and they love it, and that's what I'm known for, mate. Look, the bloke down in Melbourne, mate, he rubbished me, mate. 20 minutes later, his face is all over the net, mate. Pull that down, mate. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Hey, mate, you went on my webpage and rubbished me. That's defamation. You give me a sorry, and then I'll pull it down and call the police back. It's a public profile, mate. You put your photos on public. You can do whatever you want with them. You know what I mean? That's what it's like, mate. You come and rubbish me, and you go walking away. Mate, I print my own tickets. I do my own posters. I do the whole lot. APW is all me. The boys wrestle and help me, but I'm the one that runs everything. I'm the boss, mate. I'm the fat cat.
The fat cat. I love that terminology. No, dude, I feel like I
just don't want to get fat like the rest of the fat cats, mate. They all suffer from carbohydrate poisoning, and I think they soft in the head too. I think that's a problem, mate. I think most of the fat cats in Australia have been eating too many carbs, not only soft here, but they're getting soft up there too, mate. The fat cats. Sorry, man.
That's all right. But bro, you know what? Let me ask you this, bro, because I got told. And I just thought, I'm going to ask you because, like, I've always been cool with you, and I've felt like we've always been cool, right? But recently, I heard, like, you and I had some heat. And, bro, and I wasn't even aware of it. And, like, someone was telling me, going, bro, Phil Piccaso said you're the most arrogant prick. You are the most, like, you think you're better than people. You think you I'm like, what? I go, bro, this guy has known me for over 20, like, I met this like 20 years ago. Like that, clearly he doesn't know who I am. That's not me. And I'm like, so bro, I gotta ask you, what's the go? As a shoot, tell me, what's the where is there beef? Is there heat?
It's like the workplace. It's like a schoolyard. People like to say rumours, mate. Just fan it, mate. I love you, brother, mate. You put me on your podcast. I've known you for a long time, mate. I got no heat, bro. If I got heat, if I got real heat, don't worry, mate. You'll be all over the net, mate. Don't worry. You know what? They told me, mate. People say, Birdman, I don't want to give you a hard time. I don't want to be all over the net, mate.
Hey, man. Hey, well, you know what? It's good to hear, bro, because I heard that. I was like, damn, bro. Like, what do I do to Birdman? Like,
nah, mate, you gave me one of the best chops once, mate. Remember that?
That's right. With the who was it? There was the Married at First Sight cast.
Let me tell you something, mate. I got no heat with no one whatsoever, mate. And the people they got heat with me, mate. I just tell you the way it is. If I don't want you on my show, you're not on my show. But you show up in the crowd and you jump in the ring and call me out, then we can sort it out, mate. You know what I mean? Not a problem, mate. I know things not done this way, but brother, it's my wallet, my money. I'll do it my way, mate. End of story. That is the most annoying thing. I want to say that, mate. People tell me what to do, but they won't open up that wallet, mate. I hate those people. I want to throw them in the ring.
100%, man. And that's, you know what, like, that's where I've always had that definition is like with promoters, you know, for the most part, you know, they like, or wrestling company owners, they want their product to be a certain way. They have a vision for it. And like people, they might take people's ideas and stuff like that, but for the most part, they have their vision because that's why they've started a wrestling company, right? And I feel for the most part, it's like some people go, oh, you know, what bad booking or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, okay.
None of your business, mate. It's my money, mate.
What I'm saying is like they're the one putting up the money. So if they decide they want to do something like that, then they got to do it.
Okay, so mate, it has to come out, mate. I have to tell you, Matt. The first time I lost my belt, I drove 500 k's, mate. And there was some bloke that didn't even warn me, mate. He chops chest. He opens your chest up. He makes you bleed, mate. You know what I mean? I didn't know that because of speculation. First one to open up my chest, whatever match wins it. They made me keep my belt backstage. Been wrestling for 5 or 6 years, haven't been paid a single cent. They made me keep my belt backstage like a mongrel dog, mate, you know? And then some bloke pulled out on my show because he wanted to go to a concert. Some bloke from up in Queensland, which I didn't want on my show in the first place, and he weaseled his way on my show, then he pulled out, mate. And I told him off, mate. And that same promoter that doesn't pay people, that let me keep my belt backstage, starts rubbishing me on the net. I'm not going to put up with that shit, man.
No,
Thank
man.
I just want to get that out, mate. And then now the latest thing, they fucking got their friends to rubbish me on the net, saying they're going to pull out of the show if I show up after I won the watermelon belt, mate. Oh, that watermelon belt and that Buzz, mate. I'll tell you what, that Buzz is a baby face, but I'm going to knock him out. Sorry.
No, man, it's fair enough, bro. Like, do you feel like, you know, as a veteran in this business, you don't get enough respect?
Mate, you come and work for APW, mate. Bring your belt, bring your merchandise. We're all Australian pro wrestling. We're all one big family with different names. Let's work together and make a big product instead of being little bitches. That's my set. I don't want to pollute it with yours. Get stuff, mate. You know what I mean? I'm here to change things. I already have, mate. Changing things big time, mate.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Sick of the sea, mate. Sick of the Tea Party shit, mate. I can't get booked in Sydney, but I'll get booked into state, mate. They're calling me down in Victoria, and I've got a booking up in Queensland, mate. Work that one out.
So Phil, let's take it back because like you didn't answer the question there, and I
yeah,
want to sorry because I want to know your thoughts here. Like I'm saying, as a veteran of 30 years, yeah, 30, like let's
pretty
say
close to 30. I kicked off a lot in 1999. That was the year which I took off. That's when I had most of my single matches and started getting TV work and winning belts and all the rest of the crap.
No, we'll say 20 plus years. Do you feel like you don't get enough respect from the scene in general, or like where do you feel in that sort of sense?
I didn't get respect before, but I get respect now with APW. I get a lot of respect, mate. They all want to get on my show, mate.
Yeah.
I'm the man. Open up my wallet, and I've got a lot of respect now, man. Brother, money talks, bullshit walks.
No, absolutely, man. So, dude, I wanted to, like, one of the things actually.
One last thing. I just want to say I get a lot of respect from War. I get a lot of respect from my fans, and thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I get a lot of respect from my ring crew.
That's it, man.
So Buzz, you're on there, are you, mate? I just saw Buzz's name, mate. Yeah, you're going to cop with Buzz. Sorry, mate.
So I wanted to ask you, like, and even I think it was here, Southie 96 wants to know about your time in IWA, and that's where I first, like, obviously got to sort of see Phil Piccaso. So So tell me, you started training under Mark Mercedes, correct?
Mark Mercedes, mate. Animal Harpers, the guy taught me, mate. I learned more in 6 days at Animal Harpers School than what the IWA ever taught me, mate. ACW, old Animal Harpers, you know, he's the one that taught me most stuff. Yeah, but this started with Mark Mercedes. Tyron Townsend started the IWA with Mark Mercedes. I was Tyron Townsend's best friend. He was the best man at my wedding, and that's where it went. I used to go to Police Boys Club and learn how to train. Those guys were meant to teach me, but they hardly came to teach me. And I used to go out to Liverpool, learn, and I used to take it back to the other people. And something, too, about the schooling. Like, people rubbishing my schooling, but the Iron Sheik passed away, and I've seen him wrestle as a kid, and I've done a promo of him and Andre the Giant. You know what, mate? Andre the Giant nearly lost his footing just like I do on the hip toss, mate. Their wrestling wasn't picture perfect, but their characters were fantastic. There's no characters like them today, mate.
No, absolutely not, man. But IWA, so, you know, you started wrestling there in like the late 90s, and I think around
99 got kicked out in 2003.
99, but during that time in 99, like, you guys were actually put on Foxtel at the time, which was I don't want to say MTV, but it was like a music channel on Foxtel at the time.
Yeah, Channel V. Yeah.
Channel V, that's the one. Yeah. And yeah, I remember seeing that. You, Mark, Tyrone, and I want to say, was it Vulcan?
Yeah, Vulcan was there for a while. He started off with us too, mate. They all started in the same place, mate. All the promotions all pretty much started in the scene in the late 90s. Most of the shows were pretty boring, a lot of geriatrics like me, and we started something new, mate. And the worst thing is it's gone back to that Tea Party stupid mentality, mate. You know what I mean? You know, I changed the scene, and slowly it's going back to that Nintendo, you know, boring.
So let's talk about your time in IWA, man. Let's talk about some of the road stories that you guys did back in the day. So one of the craziest things that I've heard was that something happened with the truck that you were driving, the ring truck, and like it blew a head gasket. You've gone to unscrew like the thing, and then water's popped up, you've burnt, and Mark Mercedes has driven past eating an ice block waving at you.
Yeah, that's true. About 100 k's out of Mulberry. And he also made me wrestle with second-degree burns and pulled out the ring. And when we got back to his place, he said, "How did the truck go?" Then asked how I was. And when I went to the hospital, I said, "Mate, you're mad, mate. And you wrestled and you haven't come to hospital? Mate, you should have come to hospital as soon as you've done it, mate."
Jesus, man, that's nuts, bro.
And yeah, that's what it was like back then, mate.
You burn up and then went and wrestled.
Mate, you broke your foot on tour.
Yeah.
When you're told not to do something, you drank too much, you break your foot on tour, mate. That's put you on a train and send you home and I'll pay you.
Oh, dude.
And you misbehave. Even back then, they used to throw you to match with Phil Piccaso. Yeah, they kicked me out in 2003, took me back in 2004. Not only that, but I also done Lonely Planet in 2002, and that was an SBS mainstream TV, a documentary on wrestling, a small documentary, and we've done a bit of ABC work as well too, mate.
I've one of the things, well, you know, you mentioned you know, getting kicked out of IWA in 2003. What happened there? What was the issue?
I had a nervous breakdown on the side of the road. And what the problem is, when people from interstate come to stay at my house, I say, "Listen, mate, you've got a family at home. You can either come to my house and hang in, we can party, have a few drinks, you know, or jump off the plane, pick you up and put you back on the plane so you can get back to your family, mate." I was trying to get back to my family. Everyone was single and we had a World War III, mate. They just treated me a bit not the best back then, you know what I mean? Not the way I treat people, mate. You ask anyone, like, you know, I've got people running from different federations to come to work with me because they know I treat them well. That's one thing. I treat my workers good, mate, as long as they are my workers. I only got a small group, you know? I'll keep it exclusive. I don't want no troublemakers. I want troublemakers in the ring, but I don't want troublemakers backstage, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. So you had a bit of a break. So you came back 2004. Like, where did you really go? Like, what was the main thing? Because you was like the main event guy in IWA for a long time back then. Like through that early 2000s.
Yeah, mate, they had a poster of me with the chains, mate, and I wasn't even booked on the show. How pathetic is that? See, I'm very passionate. I know you can change your card, but, mate, if you're on the poster, it's nice to be on the show. That's another thing. I hate people doing no shows, mate. Always do my show. I've had my boy in hospital and showed up. People ringing me up, they can't come to a show because they got to go to concerts. That's bullshit, mate. Like, one bloke's rang me up and said he can't come do my show this week because he's got to go to a funeral. And I understand that. That's fair enough, mate. Things happen, mate. But people make it up, "Oh, no, the best one is, let me please finish. The best one is some bloke knocked back 2 of my shows. Then he said, mate, if I do a show for you, can I do a show for you? Mate, I said, come on, mate. Are you for real, bro? We're the fat cats. We book. We tell you what to do. We book. We open up our wallets. Wrestlers don't tell me what to do.
Mm.
I want that one themselves in a booting match. Sorry.
So one of the I wanted to ask you a question because there's one thing that happened at one of your shows a while back, and this fucking blew my mind when I heard this, Phil. Like absolutely blew my fucking mind. So there was a young wrestler that worked on your show, and I got told this from multiple people after the fact. So what I was told was this young wrestler appeared on your show, was told of the finish, or it was told to work out the finish with his opponent, whatever. He turns around and goes, and the opponent who was senior to him goes, I'm going over, blah, blah, blah. He's gone, yep, no worries. Then come to the match on, nah, I don't like that. Told the referee, hey, when I do this, do the fast count, 1, 2, 3, I roll out, and then that's the finish. So the referee, this happens. The guy does the quick 1, 2, 3, rolls out of the ring. The guy's sitting in the middle of the ring going, what the fuck just happened? The other wrestlers run off, run backstage, and then run out of the building. And
my first show, mate. It was unreal, mate.
Dude,
mate.
But everyone told me that was a shoot. Right? So then because I finally spoke to that kid, that wrestler. I'm like, bro, like, this is what I've heard. Like, did you fucking fuck this dude over? He's like, no, like, Phil told me to do it. And I'm like, okay, so what was the deal there? Like, were you aware of what was going on?
That lying little bastard, mate. No. He told me he wasn't going to stay down. I said, well, don't stay down if you don't want. That's the bottom line. He said, I don't want to stay down, Birdman. I said, well, don't stay down. Then what do you want, mate? It's better when they stay down. The guy from Melbourne, that's the guy you're talking about, mate. He said, he doesn't know me, mate. If you don't know me, mate, you either don't know nothing about Aussie wrestling or being disrespectful. He got what he deserved, brother. You know what I mean? He's bringing me up saying, listen, on my bucket list, I want my belt, mate. You know, I'll fly myself up there. Next show, I'll take your belt and I'll give it back to you, mate. It doesn't work that way, bro. My belt's for real, mate. You want to take the belt, come and see Bruiser, mate. He'll knock your block off, man. He's not my block off. No one has ever busted me as open as Bruiser.
I've heard about the story that you and him had a show a couple of years back at AWE where that.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the club, mate, for bleeding too much.
Was that planned? Were you guys planning to gig that night? Was it just sort of something that happened and you guys got busted open hard way?
Let's get one thing straight, mate. I don't gig. I'm totally against it, mate. When I bleed, it's for real, mate. Like last show when I hit myself over the head, mate. It wasn't meant to go so wild. He got a bit carried away. And I was actually enjoying it. But I'm saying, mate, this is a club. They've got to get in trouble, mate. There was blood spraying on the audience, mate. They're walking out. There's just way too much. So my rules is, as soon as the blood comes out, take it home. But what happened last show, when I hit myself with the garbage bin, I hadn't wrestled yet. So I went backstage, and I got a pair of wrestling ties wrapped around my head. And then my sister was trying to wrap them up, and I kept wrestling. But I didn't want to get blood in the ring, especially not being my ring, mate. They told me not to get blood in the apron. Plus, you know, when the kids try to shake my hands because I was bleeding, I was giving them the elbow, mate. You got to be clean. You got to, you know, have respect in this day and age. But that's why I like running it, Bexley, because it's not a club. I can pretty much get away with a few extra things out there, you know, make it a bit more hardcore. I'm going to win that belt on Sunday. Wish me luck, yeah. I'm going to knock that milky bar kid out.
Do you plan to run other venues?
Yes. I'm just waiting for some money to come through, mate. Just waiting for the sale of the house, and then I'm going to really be a troublemaker, mate. Then I'm going to sing even more.
I mean, what's APW drawing at the moment for a house?
Between 50 to 80.
It's decent amount for a new
only 4 shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to grow from there. I mean, you definitely have, but so one of the things, because I want to take it back. So I saw a little while ago you posted about a promoter and something about a ring truck, and then also about like I think this promoter called you out for something about putting a belt on yourself.
Yeah. So what? So I put the belt on myself. It's my promotion, and I kept my word. First person opened up my chest, took the belt, and then I made contact with the Queensland boys. I think my father from heaven, he was a good wrestling fan. He was looking after me. Everything just going the way I planned it, mate. Beautiful, mate. Getting out there, mate. I lost my belt for real, mate. Who can say they lost their belt for real? The bloke actually opened up my chest, and then you know what, mate? I'll take him down to Sydney, and it must have been the cold or something. And the chest wouldn't open up. He's chopped me about 30 times. I'm nearly passing out, mate. I go, mate, will it open? Because I had an open chest and just wouldn't open, bro.
So, look, let's go back a bit. Let's chill a sec. Let's go back. So, where did this beef between you and this other promoter start recently?
I'm not too sure which promoter we're talking about, mate. I know someone wrote something about me putting the belt on myself.
Yeah.
Is that ECW? Yeah.
Who?
They told me afterwards he's a special person, mate, and I'm really sorry, man. You know what I mean? I attack these people, then they tell me they're special people. I go, mate, why'd you tell me that in the first place, mate?
What do you? Are we talking about the same person? Because I saw
the same person, mate.
Yeah.
They had a few phone calls with him and had a few arguments. And they told me, mate, he's not all there. And I said, well, why'd you tell me that in the first place, mate? You know, but I'm sorry, mate, for giving you a hard time wherever it was, mate. You know. So I want to put the belt on myself, mate. You wouldn't be the only one bagging me for that. Who cares?
Yeah, but you know what? Here's my take on that, right? Promoters putting the belt on themselves. Sometimes it's the best move for business, and it has to happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's whether it's who's available for the next show or the next 2-3 shows. Okay. And sometimes it just has to happen that way.
A lot of times, I'm not booked in the main event for my shows. I got most of my family, most of my friends. There's 50 or 60 people. And then other wrestlers haven't really bought it. I've done the marketing. I've gone out there. I've given out the tickets. I've sold the tickets. And they're coming to see me. So I'm not going to give them 5 seconds. I'll run out the main event and take control. I'll do what I want, mate. I'll give the fans what they want. And people say, you're putting yourself over.
Hey, 1 second. I have Mark Mercedes, who's on the line right now, who just called me. Mark, can you hear me? 1 sec.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Mark.
I can.
Hey, you're live with me and Phil.
I'm live with Phil Piccaso. Are you serious?
Yeah. Did you want me to send you a link?
Please, Mark.
Yeah, but I just happened to be cruising through my Foxtel and a few other things and come across a Birdman interview and a special thing about the truck going down to Albury in an ice cream. Now, what Phil was to tell is it was 40-degree heat while I was eating that ice cream, so I was very much entitled to eat that ice cream. And when I saw him on the side of the road, burning flames like the devil, I had no other reason but to wave to him because we were on a schedule. We need to get to a show, and he was there mucking around with the truck, and we had to get to Albury.
Yeah.
So I just go to the Birdman, and I just want to tell him those fond memories. And I haven't chatted to the Birdman in probably about 10 years. So,
you there, Mark? Mark, can you hear us? Oh, a sec. Well, yeah, 1 sec. Can you hear us? Oh, sorry. I'm trying to connect you to Oh, a sec. Let me get you back on speaker. Yeah. So let me call you back, Mark. We'll just get this worked out and we'll get Mark.
Can I just say one last thing? I just want to say, mate, with all my beef with Mark, mate, I'd like to get him in the ring and build him around. I had some of my best matches with him, mate. I've still got my groin that pops out, and I'd like to thank him, bro. Even though I hate him, I'd like to thank him, man. He's the one that made the IWA with Torrin, but he done most of the work, mate. You know, like Torrin done all the marketing, but he's the one that set up the truck. And, mate, I had really fond memories. And, you know, you talk about changing, mate. This bloke here, you sent me up there, tell me I was going to win. The next minute, 3 guys will come out and punch the living daylights out of me, mate. You know what I mean? And I lose, and we'd have a laugh about it. You know, they were the days, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Dude, okay, so I'm going to get I just got this connected, so I'm going to get Mark Mercedes back on the line for us here. So,
Mark, I haven't talked to him for about 10 years, bro.
Hey, Mark, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah,
there you go, Mark.
I'm doing right, man. How you doing?
Good, thanks, bro. I'm going to have a rematch, mate.
Hey, can we set that up? I know someone that's got a promotion in this conversation. Oh, I know 2 guys that have a promotion in this conversation.
Yeah, APW versus IWA for 2 fat cats.
You know, I'm trying to distance myself from wrestling these days. I know I still do run a wrestling company and I have things, but like all week, all I've been hearing is about the Birdman interview on Piers Austin. And that was
I'm kicking the net, mate. Make my own posters and all. You want a poster made, Mark?
and I just happened to then cable surf and then came across this interview. And I just wanted to ring in and say, look, Birdman, I know over the years we worked,
many times and done much on the road. And I just want to say I want to wish you all the best of luck with APW and everything you do. And even after all this time, and hey, you still make me laugh. So
thank you, brother. I love you, Mark. Deep inside, I love you, mate. I love the belt you mate, but I love you, brother.
Hey, let's hear it. Round of
We've had the best matches, mate. You've hurt me bad a few times, and I thank you for it, mate. We've had some fun on tours, mate. We've had some bad times, mate. The old IWA, bro. Never forget it, man. Thank you, Mark. I think he's gone again, has he, mate?
No, I'm still here, mate. I'm glad to see you still got that tattoo. There's only 2 tattoos of IWA in the world. One is on Phil Piccaso, and one is on Silent Luke Brown, who used to be a very formidable partner to Big Phil Piccaso. I'd love to Big Phil to tell 2 stories of probably one of Silent Luke Brown at a Parish ski resort when we were
I remember that.
He remembers that. And the other one he has to tell is about the merchandise wars up in Ballina with Matt. It was one of the funniest moments I think I've ever had on wrestling tour.
Really?
I'll leave it to the Birdman because no one can story tell like the Birdman.
You know what, Mark? I think we're going to have to do another podcast with you, me, Zuko, and Piccaso, if that's possible.
Well, yeah, I actually spoke to Zuko today. I said to him, can you believe that Piers Austin has the balls to put Phil Piccaso on a podcast? I said, I'm not sure he's going to get a sentence in, but if you got nothing else to do on a Thursday night and, you want to just sit down and lose your mind, I guess what's better than a Phil Piccaso interview?
Mate, you should see my reels I've got, mate. I'll lose my mind. Go to my webpage and check out my reels and my stories, mate. You see snakes crawling in people's names and everything, mate. I'm still out there, bro. 60 years old, I can get into state bookings, Big Mark. What do you think of that, bro? Pump weights every day, mate. Tweet, chip, chip. He made the Birdman. Thank you, Mark. You made the Birdman. It is the show, mate.
This is where I exit stage. I'm going to leave the Birdman to continue.
See you, Big Mark. Good hearing you again, mate. All the best, brother. Catch up soon for a beer.
Thanks, Mark. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Appreciate it.
Catch up in the ring. We'll go. Anyhow, let's.
Hey, man, that's the first time we've had someone call in during an episode. And you know what? Like when someone like Mark Mercedes calls, you pick up the phone no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, you got to give the man respect, mate, for what he done with the IWA. I'll give him that much, but I want to build him. But still, you got to give the man respect.
100%, man, 100%. I got nothing but respect and love for Mark. But Phil, like moving into it, so going back to that show that we were talking about, so this young wrestler, he said to you he didn't want to get beat. You said then don't get beat. So what professional wrestling is it's an art form where people work with each other. Like, do you think you put people in an unsafe situation when you tell them to go, hey man, if you want to go off script, off kilter, go for it?
That's the thing about pro wrestling, mate. That's where I don't want it to go. I wanted to go back to what it was before, mate. We've got work covered everywhere else. We've got all the rest of the shit. I just want responsible people, mate. How are you going to get hurt changing an ending, mate? You know what I mean? It's just more dangerous people doing outrageous flips trying to get heat. I just tell a story, mate. You know what I mean? Doing outrageous flips into the ground. They don't know what they're doing, and then they break their legs, mate. That's dangerous. Those are the people I keep away from. But, smacking the head of red chest, that doesn't hurt nobody, man, Changing an ending, mate. That bloke's an idiot, which I've done the screw job on. He deserved everything he got, mate. Believe me, mate. I don't feel bad at all. It was good, mate. It was funny, mate. Everyone knew. Even half my fans knew, except for him. It was funniest thing. You should have seen his face, mate. He still didn't know, mate. The worst thing is, I had to spend the next 4 or 5 hours with him. Okay, does he know or not? I had to take him to the airport in the morning. Man. I love APW.
Dude, that is some wild ass shit, bro. Like, you know what? I've never been to an APW show, man, and like. I mean, I don't know. Like, dude, I've got to go and check it out because it's like this is kind of sounds like a spectacle and a half.
Mate, I busted my own head open, and I'm thinking the little kids have got to run away. They laugh and sometimes I'm more scared of my fans than the guys backstage. I love my fans. Thank you, Bexley. Thank you for all the people coming to Bexley to support me, mate. It's not even a wrestling show. It's like a wild party, man.
Damn, bro. So let me ask you this, Birdman. Like, what's you keep saying like the tea party of wrestling and people whinging and stuff like that, saying that you hit too hard and stuff like that. Have you had performers complain about your style of working in the past?
Oh, heaps, mate. Some people turn around and say, I don't want to. There's one in particular, mate. He says, I don't want to wrestle on the same show as Birdman because he turns into a comedy show and it takes 4 shows to get it serious again, mate. And that guy looks like a lumberjack and he's as boring as all shit, mate. I'd like to get him in the ring. Oh, don't hurt me, mate. It doesn't work that way. I'm pissed off, man. Sick of that bullshit, mate. APW is different, mate. We back to what Mark Massidi taught me back, 7 foot under, mate. You know what I mean? Big guys, hammer you, mate. You know what I mean? The Chief used to knock out my teeth and everything. The other company I like is Australian wrestling superstar. They're hard hitters, mate. I just knocked out my tooth a year ago, mate. I love it. I love when people go hard, mate. I don't hit people any harder than what I expect them to hit me, mate. You know what I mean? Which is sort of the same, wrong way around. I don't hit anyone harder than what I wouldn't take myself, mate. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
There's an art to it, mate. You can hit hard without knocking their teeth out, man. You know, just give them a bit of a blood nose.
You know, last week I did a podcast and your name got mentioned in a negative light. So Birdman, like, I just want to give you the respect. You know, like, to respond to it if you want to. You can say you don't want to. You want to move on, and we can move on to something else. But it would be remiss of me not to offer that same to you to talk.
I'm happy to you put it on. It's my promotion. I booked who I want. I don't care if you've gone overseas. I don't care how good your wrestling is, mate. It's my fans' reaction. And I believe that certain person is not going to give me that reaction. I don't like his attitude. I don't like his attitude that it doesn't work that way. And I've been doing it for so long and calling my boys rookies. That's how I work, man. I'm the whole crew. I'm not just me. It's my whole crew, mate. When you speak to me, you speak to my whole crew. If you don't like it, mate, don't ring me. You don't have to book me, mate. I don't know you nothing, mate. I just wanted to know why should he be on the Bexley show? And I wanted him to tell my crew, and he couldn't answer. He gave me some stupid excuse. He's been there, he's been there. I said, mate, I still see a 3-foot fly a dime a dozen. They come out of the factory every second week, mate. You're boring. See you later. Bye. End the story, mate. That's my response to that.
Okay.
Last thing. Love the Nana. Love AWS. She's always giving me a hard time, bashing me with that yellow kangaroo. But it's not the Nana. She's got nothing to do with it. It's not ABW. It's me. Oh, well, half my crew don't want him there because they don't like it. But it's me. I'm the booker. I'm the one that said no. Nobody else. So take it up with me. Thank you. And he's welcome. He's welcome to come and sit in the crowd and do a shoot match. But he's not on my roster. He's welcome to come and sit in the crowd. Say, Birdman, come out. Jump in the ring, mate. Let's go. And we'll have a party, mate. You know what I mean? I'll have some rope to tie his wrists to the thing, mate.
So
that's not you, mate.
So are you legitimately here encouraging this person to turn up at your show and jump in the ring and call you out?
I think the fans would really love that.
Fuck.
That's what makes APW different, mate. We're for real, bro.
Yeah, I know, but dude, what happens when you get a fan that wants to jump in there and do that shit?
Nah, he gets thrown back out, mate. He's got to have a bit of training.
Yeah.
He doesn't get punched. If a fan jumps in the ring, he doesn't get punched. He gets put in a sleeper or put the sleeper taken out. If a wrestler jumps in the ring, he gets punched. So that's very professional, mate.
Yeah, bro, 100%. So, all right, man. So, like, I think that pretty much makes the statement out there, man. Like, you know, for the most part, like, I feel Birdman, like, you as a character, as a performer, and you as an actual person, Phil, like, I've been around you before shows. I've worked shows with you. I don't know when the characters, like, sort of starts and, like, sort of, like, begins, and Phil Piccaso, the person, actually ends here. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a thing where it's like, is there a gimmick here, or is this really you 24/7?
No, it's me 24/7, mate.
Yeah.
Doing reels, doing stuff, doing the whole lot myself, mate. I was going to say something, but it slipped my mind. I forgot. Yeah, not only him, all the other clowns, mate. Come and sit in the crowd, jump in the ring, call me out, mate. We'll have a shoot, mate. Beautiful, mate. All the other ones that rubbish me too, mate. No, it doesn't work that way. Well, it works that way for me, mate. No one told me. Sorry.
Well, one of the things, like, I've heard people mention about when they talk about APW is that you're booking untrained performers to perform matches. Is that the case?
Yes. My first show, no neck. But I booted him. I kicked him out. Time to go to training. He said it was too far. We'll stay home, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, but hey, hang on.
What was his name? No what?
No neck, sorry. No names this week. That's a movie star. Yeah, no neck. The big fat guy with no neck, and the second shoulder pads going, no neck, no neck, no neck. Why they were calling him no neck, mate? You know what I mean? I booted him at the end because he's talking about WWE in my chat room at 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to hear that shit, bro. You know what I mean?
WWE might chat with him at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I've got a special chat room where I talk to the boys. If you become a patch member, you know, if you get one of these T-shirts, you become a patch member and you come into my chat room, you know what I mean? And he was a patch member who was going to go to training, but he started talking about WWE. Look, mate, I watched the Aussie wrestling, and I'll be honest, mate. I watched the Aussie wrestling, and then I turned the TV on in the 80s, and I saw the American stuff coming on TV. They missed with their punches. Until that day, I thought wrestling was real, and it turned me off for a while. Then Mark Mercedes and Tyrus started this IWA, and I joined wrestling. That's my story, mate. But saying that, I still respect a lot of the independent American wrestling. I don't like the mainstream Nintendo wishy-washy stuff, mate. I like the old Aussie biffo.
Yeah. So you said you like to watch, like you've watched, like, well, you know, what's your take on the indie wrestling scene? Do you ever watch any of that sort of stuff? Like,
yeah, all the time, mate. I've got a lot of friends over in the States. I've got friends in Mexico. I'm always looking at them, mate. You know what I mean? Right wrestling with my mate Lukey Spook.
Yeah, right. So what sort of so how do you feel about you know, more of the hardcore style of wrestling, like the deathmatch stuff with thumbtacks, barbed wire, glass? Is that something that you would ever consider going and doing?
Oh, if my fans ask for it, I would, but I'm just more like old school hardcore, like ironing boards and tables and chairs, ladders, you know what I mean? I haven't got into the glass, but, you know, if my fans say, listen, mate, we want a death match, and I've got enough people, not like the last people, there's people said, do hardcore, they don't come to the show. You know, there's a calling for it, but at the moment, I'm just happy doing what I'm doing, just doing old school. What I've got is old school, 80s style storylines, but more fast-paced Mexican style wrestling, you know what I mean? Like, I want my boys to go quick, mate. There's too much chain wrestling. I come out of the chair and I smash them and send them backstage, mate.
So, you know, almost 60 years of age. How much longer can you do this, Phil?
Got no idea, mate. I live every day as it comes, mate. I wrestle till I can't take no more bumps, or till the audience starts saying, mate, you're too old, get out of the ring, mate. I don't care. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing about APW. Don't take me on. Don't give me a hard time, because I don't care. I'm here to stay, mate. I'm here to teach my trade to my boys. I see my crew as little baby Birdman. And when I see wrestle, mate, they just wrestle like me. There's not too much chain, kick, slam, punch, flex, just like I taught my boys, mate. They just wrestle like me. You can tell the APW boys, mate. You know, I'm here till I can't do it no longer, till I can't bump. I wrestle till I'm dead, mate. I don't care. I don't even think about that shit, mate. You know what I mean? When it's over, mate. At the moment, I'm getting booking. I train weights. I feel good, mate. I can't move half my body, mate. But when it's over, I don't go and see a doctor, because you told me to stop wrestling. So I just keep going, mate. Just keep pumping weights, mate. I still feel good, mate. I think I can easily go another 5 or 10 years. Mate, I'm not going out there and being lazy, mate. You know, I take 2 clicks in the ring, clothesline out of the ring, get punched in the head, whatever, mate. You know what I mean? I'm still bumping, mate. When I stop bumping, when I can't bump no more and I'm in too much pain, I'll give up, mate.
What's your family think about you wrestling?
Oh, they love it. They never see me any happier than wrestling. Yeah, what do I say about APW, mate? I'm not out here to make money. I'm not out here to become big. I'm just out here to have fun, and I'm having a bloody ball, mate. You can't hurt me, mate. It's all a tax write-off. I don't care if 10 people come into my show. The thing is, I'm doing it my way. I never had more fun. APW shows is my heart, and I've got a show in 2 days' time, and I'm just so excited about it, man.
Hey, man. Well, look, you know, as we're starting to wrap up here, Big Phil, Birdman.
Yeah, I've got to go to work and make more money for APW.
That's it, brother. Tell everyone where they can get tickets for APW, and what time the show starts this Saturday, and what they can expect. Hey, man, but before I let you do that, bro, you've called someone out here, bro, to show up to your show to have a shoot fight with you. That's some pretty wild shit. Not going to lie.
Yeah, well, he shows up. Well, anyhow, Bexley Manor Hall, 480 Forest Road. You can get tickets on Eventbrite, or message me and I'll get tickets for you, or just buy them at the door, mate.
There you go. Go get your tickets.
Thank you.
This Saturday night. But Phil Piccaso, what is going on? Where can people find you on social media, and what can they, get merch to support you and APW?
Social media, Phil Piccaso, Facebook, and Australian Pro Wrestling Piccaso webpage. And merchandise, I'm going to get some T-shirts. I've only got masks at the moment, but I'm going to make some T-shirts pretty soon. I'm working on it. Like I said, I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for some money to come in, and then I've got to expand, look more venues, get merchandise, bring in the state stars, and do more in the state work myself, mate.
Awesome, man. Well, look, bro, it's definitely been a pleasure, bro. We got to
It's been
do
a pleasure being on, mate.
Hey, we got to do a part 2, man. This has been a great
Anytime,
episode.
mate. You can do a part 10, mate. If they want to hear me, I'll come on anytime, brother.
Hey, you know what? Let's make it the next one big. Next time we'll get Zuko in here. We'll get Mark Mercedes as well, and we'll really blow the roof off.
What about TNT? We'll get TNT too, mate.
Hey, man. You know what? This is what Shooting the Shit Uncensored is about, bro.
Maybe Mr. Star will get all the fat cats in there, man. And we'll have a big argument. We'll throw them in the APW ring and sort it out, bro.
Hey, man, why not, bro? I'm down for that, bro, because this is Shooting the Shit Uncensored, where you get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, where you check your feelings at the door. This has been an interview with the Birdman, Phil Piccaso. Phil, I appreciate you, man, for being on the show. You're one of my favorite people in the entire world, and I know I know that I say that about every guest, but this time I actually mean it. But everyone, thank you for tuning in live for Shooting the Shit Uncensored. We will see you again very, very soon. Next week, we got more episodes coming. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. Till then, take care. All the best. Peace.